Hey guys, welcome to Whiskey and Literature. I'm your host, Captain Mike, and we're talking today about whiskey. The 6 allocated, limited, or generally difficult to find whiskeys that I've really been enjoying over the past couple of years, and I'm looking forward to in the future when the distillery releases the new releases of these whiskeys. But let's just jump right into it. High West, and that's what I have in the glass here. Everyone's goo goo gaga over their Midwinter Night's Dram and Prisoner's Share, but for me, I think the Bourye is showcasing the best of what High West can do. This is a blend of bourbons and rye, Bourye. The mash bill is on their website. Feel free to check that out. The proportion of bourbon to rye is undisclosed, bottled at 93 or 92 proof, which is a typical High West proof. And that's the one thing that perhaps I wish, I would love to have a bottle and bond version of this or a cask strength, but this already costs $124 for this bottle. So I can't even imagine what they would charge for a cask strength version of the Bourye. But still, it is a very good to excellent pour. It's that high rye component that we all love and expect from High West, tempered a little bit with that bourbon component. And man, I would really enjoy the Bourye. For me, this is a difficult purchase in the Tampa Bay. I'm pretty sure that all the Bourye in my house I either purchased in Utah or in Arizona. So your mileage may vary on that one, on your ability to pick one of those up locally. This next distillery or bottle is, guys have been chasing this for a while now, the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. 2 years ago, I didn't even know what an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof was. I've only started drinking in 2019 when I was 46 years old. But I've really grown to enjoy the Elijah Craig. All their products are great, but the barrel proof is really where it just allows it to shine. It's very aggressive and in your face. It's 12 years old. It was for a long time until last year in 2023, and they removed that 12-year age statement. They still age state the whiskey, but now it's a variable, kind of like the proof. Goes up and down. Now the age has been as high as 13 and change, as low as 10 and change. And there's a vast difference between a 10-year bourbon and a 13-year-old bourbon. We all know that, but I think every pour of Elijah Craig that I've had is pretty solid. And Heaven Hill, the distillery, they do a really nice job. Besides the Elijah Craig, they also have the Larceny Barrel Proof. They have the Heaven Hill themselves products like the Bottled and Bond and their high age statement products. They also have the Evan Williams Single Barrel and the Old Fitzgerald. So Heaven Hill, I'm sure you're aware of those guys, have had some of the products, but it's definitely a bottle that I look forward to. And I just started collecting them in the end of 2022. And now I'm also collecting backwards when I can find them in the wild. And I have found a couple of the older barrel proofs, and honestly at a decent price at my local liquor store, just sitting on the shelf. All right, so this next one is one of the first bottles of whiskey that I ever purchased. We were sitting around a fire at a hotel talking to some co-workers, and one of them mentioned that her favorite pour was Midleton Very Rare. This is an Irish whiskey. And so I bought a bottle. This is probably one of the first 10 bottles of whiskey that I purchased in my life. So now I've seen them as high as $249, $275 for the Midleton Very Rare. I've had the 19, 21, and 22. This is the 21. I missed the 2020, and I have not been able to find a 2023. This is a blend of different Irish whiskeys, and there's some crazy high aged whiskey in here. I mean, you know, like in the 30s age whiskey. There are some components of that in here, and I think all of that blending together makes such a nice pour. It's down in the lower, it's only 80 proof, and it is a great sipper. It's not gonna blow you away with that proof, but you can catch all these different components of the Irish whiskey that's in there, and I really enjoy this, and I'm really looking for the 2023, and it's already May of 2024, and I have not been able to find it. But I will keep purchasing these as they come out, and it's one of the things that I look forward to every year. Midleton Very Rare. And this distillery, it is a massive distillery in Ireland. They do the Midleton products, and there's different expressions of the Very Rare. They also do the Method of Madness. They distill Jameson at the Midleton Distillery in Cork, Ireland. So Midleton Very Rare, something that I look forward to every year. This next distillery is one I've been to in Kentucky several times. I really enjoy it. We're doing a tour there next month. I'm pretty excited about that. And all of Woodford Reserve's like base products, their standard releases are pretty good, but their Masters collection, they are really good. to excellent. It showcases the best of what Woodford Reserve can be. That proof gives it some texture and complexity that's missing from a batched bourbon. I really enjoy it. I have the 21-2 and the 24-7. I also appreciate their distillery series from Woodford Reserve. I enjoy going to the distillery, and I've had pretty good luck going there and picking up these distillery series bottles. I've gotten the 4-grain toasted, the wheat toasted, bottled and bond, and the double oak. So I enjoy going to the distillery and picking these up. And these are now up to $149 here in the area. So it's getting a little pricey there for this, but I think it is a solid pour. And if you can get it at that MSRP, it's still worth your while. Woodford Reserve. I just bought this bottle this morning. I was sitting on my couch and I seen a couple of guys said they picked one of these up yesterday at a Total Wine nearby me. I looked at the website and sure enough, it said they had it on their shelf. I was in my car in 5 minutes for the 7 or 8 minute drive to Total Wine to pick up myself the new 2401 Booker's, the Springfield batch. I really enjoy the Bookers that I have. I think I have all of those from last year and 1 or 2 from 2022. Looking forward to the Springfield. I haven't seen any reviews on it yet, but I think the presentation is really nice. I enjoy how each one of the releases has its own kind of name and its story. And you could say like the Elijah Craig barrel proofs, they're pretty similar in the sense that it's gonna be the same mash bill and it's a batch product. So you're gonna have some slight variations between the releases and proof and all that sort of stuff, and now with the ages. But the Bookers are really different because it's not the same whiskey. It's built differently. There's these crazy blends, different ages and components with some rye and single malts and bourbons in there. And I think they've all been pretty good that I've had. And Jim Beam in particular are, as a whole, I think their core products are solid to good, whereas their special releases, Booker's, Little Book, Hardin's Creek, the Distiller's Share, the Old Overholt cask strength, and that Old Overholt is now going to go back to its roots very soon with the Pennsylvania style rye. So I think that's great. So Jim Beam, I think they do okay with their base products, but it's their specialty stuff where they really shine. And Booker's is one of those, and it's something I keep looking forward to each year. And if I come across ones from the older, I'm gonna pick those up as well. Okay, last one, and I can't remember if I went to High West Distillery first or did this one first. I don't know, but this distillery has the first bottle of whiskey that I ever purchased in 2019, and that was the Jack Daniel's Frank Sinatra. But I'm specifically talking today about the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. This word is it's going to go and be a shelf stable product like their Tennessee whiskey that's single barrel proof, but so far this is definitely not a shelf stable product in the Tampa Bay. I have 3 bottles of this now, and every time I've seen a bottle, I bought a bottle. I know what all the proofs are, so that when I'm out, if I see a different proof, I'm gonna pick that up. But this is a very good to excellent rye. I think it's one of the best ryes that were released last year, certainly, and I think it's a worthy collection, or a worthy addition to anyone's collection. And I like the high rye ryes, and this kind of splits the middle between a high rye and a Kentucky style rye. And with the barrel proof, it just really comes across really nice and rich and complex. High proof, so it is a little aggressive there if you're not used to that. And so just let it open up a little bit, add a little bit of water or maybe just a little chip of ice. But this is a fantastic pour. Jack Daniel's, I think I haven't seen that they have done any products recently that is really above and beyond and really super special that I've been able to find. I do have the Frank Sinatra, I have the Maple 27 Gold. I do have a distillery. When we did our tour, this is one of their distillery series straight Tennessee rye whiskey finished in high toast oak barrels, 101 proof. And when I brought it home, it had just about that much whiskey in it. I've just been kind of nursing on it. I think it's one of the best smelling whiskeys that I have. And I just love to just nose this one. It's just rich and just very good. But Jack Daniel's, I think overall, their core products are good to excellent as well, but this is one of the best releases that they've had. I haven't had any of their Coy Hill stuff. It's still, as kind of in, if I come across one, I would pick it up, but I'm not really hunting that sort of stuff. But this, I think, would definitely be a great bottle to have with you. Well, guys, those are my 6 bottles that I'm looking forward. If Mrs. Captain sends me to the store to pick up a couple bottles of wine, I'm definitely gonna walk down the whiskey aisle to see if they have any of those bottles on the shelf as well. But I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the bottles that I went through today, or what are yours, your hit list, your favorite bottles, your things you look forward to every year. I'm always looking for new suggestions or things to pick up, and there we go. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me. If you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe to see more of my content. I do both whiskey and book reviews. But for now, my friends, you know what to do. Turn the pages and stay thirsty. Cheers.